up your YouTube, search for Stukeley Meadows, watch on your big screen.
Or another device if you're at home.
Get yourself comfy, this could take a while. What a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a Stukeley assembly. Good morning or good afternoon everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday reading assembly. For each other we, every day we, to improve we, together we will. Every single Stukeley day we focus on. Our Stukeley motto is, our Stukeley curriculum is, our Stukeley plan for home learning is. 4 words that make the magic happen. Yes, they do. I know we say those a lot, but they're all true. Right, everyone, it's reading. I'm excited about lots of things today. We're not actually going to start off with author retrieval. We're going to start off with great expectations retrieval. Before any of that, we need to check out the medicine. We haven't checked out the medicine for a long time. Gonna go in. Oh man. There is some serious mold on here. The lid. Oh man, that is not good skills at all. That's not. Can you see all the white? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh. I know that's not great to look at. Not great. I mean, it's still got a bit of goo in there. No. I mean, oh good. I mean, the sponge is still in there, look. Oh. Oh. I know I keep saying I'm going to get rid of it, but I'm going to have to, because Mrs. Singletary asked me the other day if it was still in the garage and I didn't actually give an answer. I mean, she would kill me if she knew it was in it. I keep it quite... I've got some on my hand. Excuse me. Hang on. I keep some wipes in the garage, so I'm going to just get rid of that. That was not great. Okay. Right, everyone. We're going to start off with some great expectations retrieval. I'm going to tell you what we've done so far in the book. Every now and again, I'm going to stop, and you've got to guess what the answer is or guess what the word is. So, here's the first one then. What's the name of the main cat? Oh, when I say what's the answer, you can shout it out, yeah? What's the name of the main character in the book? That's right, Pip. So we meet Pip, lives with his Uncle Joe and his Auntie Jo. He's happy, he's content, but anyway, he goes out over Christmas, bumps into this convict, this guy who's escaped from a prison boat, a prison ship. The guy makes him go and get a file and some food and stuff like that. Pip helps him. Anyway, that man eventually gets captured, taken away, but he doesn't let people know it was Pip. When Pip gets back home, he gets in trouble. We meet Uncle Joe. I wonder if anybody can remember Uncle Joe's last name. What do you think it is? Gargery. Well done, everyone. I've got another great name question coming up. There's his auntie. Man, she really... No, that's his sister. Sorry, that's his sister. Not his auntie, that's his sister. I'm sorry, I'm getting... That smell is really playing on me. Anyway, we know the convict gets captured. Pip gets away with it. Then one day, just after Christmas, his uncle comes. So Pip's actual other uncle comes to stay. He's got one of the greatest Dickensian names you've ever heard of. What's the uncle's name who comes to see him? Pumblechook. That's right. His uncle Pumblechook comes, says, you're going to go up the road to Miss Havisham's. You're going to meet Estella. Going to be great. Pip goes, meets Miss Havisham. Estella makes him feel uncomfortable. He kind of falls in love with her slowly. Ends up giving her a little peck on the cheek. Joe says, come and help me, become an apprentice, become a blacksmith. Pip doesn't really want to. He learns how to read and write thanks to Biddy, gives him more confidence. Miss Havisham meets Joe and says, I want you to make Pip your apprentice. I want you to, give him a good start in life. Pip's not sure about this, but does it. They meet this mysterious man in the pub. His name is Jaggers, I believe. Yeah, he's holding a file in his hand. He says that he's got great expectations for Pip, wants him to go to London. Pip leaves. Biddy and Joe are really upset. Anyway, when he gets to London, he's got a house arranged for him. Now, the person who looked after him was Mr. Pocket, and Mr. Pocket had a son. Now, can anybody remember the name of Mr. Pocket's son? Well done, it was Herbert. So Pip lives with Herbert. One day Joe comes to visit him, and we all know that Pip gets very embarrassed. He doesn't really want to have anything to do with it. Then Joe says that Pip's sister is not very well. Would he come and visit her? All gets a bit awkward. Pip doesn't really know what to do. Anyway, he then goes back home a few days later to visit Miss Havisham, who wants him to meet her and Estella. Pip gets excited and thinks, now I'm a gentleman, I'm going to get to meet Estella. She's grown up, she's more beautiful but very cold. Miss Havisham then says that she was basically winding Pip up, making him feel awful about life. Pip goes back to London, doesn't really remember that he was going to go and see Joe and his sister, and then when he gets back there, he finds out his sister's died. He feels awful. He then gets called back to see Miss Havisham and Estella, and that is the part where Pip goes into the house, meets Estella, meets Miss Havisham. Again, it all gets a bit tricky. Pip leaves, and as he leaves Miss Havisham's house, two questions burned in his mind. Who was the benefactor? Who was the person that had given him all this money to go to London? He thought it was Miss Havisham, it wasn't. And secondly, what could he do to make Estella fall in love with him? As Pip walks away, he looks up at the window where he said goodbye to Miss Havisham, but then he sees something and it makes him run back. This is where we got up to last week. Taking the stairs two at a time, he darted along the corridor and crashed through Miss Havisham's locked door. She ran at Pip, shrieking, fire burning all about her. And this is not a great picture. This is pretty terrifying picture. But somehow Miss Havisham, the house is set on fire, and there she is trying to escape from it. She ran at Pip, shrieking, fire burning all around her. It was no longer a place of white ice coldness. The room was ablaze with a fury of orange and red. No idea how this fire started, but Miss Havisham and her room have gone. Pip tore off his coat and flung it around Miss Havisham and threw her to the ground to try and put the fire out. But her body was ablaze. They struggled to get the fire out. She shrieked, fighting to free herself, but Pip held her tight until the flames had gone. "Forgive me," she whispered through her dying lips. "Forgive me." "I forgive you," said Pip. Badly burned himself, Pip needed lots of care when he returned to London. Joe, ever the kindly soul, came to London to help him out. You can see the bandages all on Pip's arms, on his body, from where he tried to help Miss Havisham. Pip's heart ached to think of all that his generous uncle had done for him. "Please don't be good to me, Uncle," he said to Joe. "Please be angry with me. I haven't treated you well." "Oh, We're ever the best of friends, Pip, said Joe. And he kept changing the dressings on Pip's arm over the next few days to try and get him better. Now this is where we learn that Joe is such a great guy. He's just kind, he's thoughtful, and when people treat him badly, he just keeps treating them kindly because that's the kind of person he is. During the next few weeks, Pip got many visitors. One evening, he opened the door to a man with long grey hair. His skin was brown, hardened by exposure to the weather. Now this man has just turned up and here he is. How mysterious. The man put a small parcel on the table. Open it, he said to Pip. Pip opened the parcel. It was a pork pie. Now where have we seen a pork pie before? He went to get one for the convict right at the beginning of the story. You are the convict, he said. Aye, grinned Magwitch. You acted nobly that day, my boy. You were brave and you were honest and you were true, and I haven't forgotten it. Pip suddenly felt all of the fear that he had back on Christmas Day in the marshes when he was a little boy. Magwitch had noticed Pip getting anxious. Don't be afraid, boy. I mean you no harm. Now, Pip also remembered the evening in the Three Jolly Bargemen, the pub, when Jaggers had held up the file. Do you know Mr. Jaggers? He said, waiting for the answer. Indeed I do, my boy. I knew you wanted to be a gentleman. It was me that gave you that money. So we've just worked it out. It wasn't Miss Havisham that gave Pip all that money to go to London. It was Magwitch, the convict. I don't know how he got it. Let's find out. Joy glowed in the old villain's face, and the horror drained the colour from Pip's. All this time he thought it was Miss Havisham's money, but it was the criminal's money. It was the convict's money. Pip thinking himself to be grand all these years, and he'd actually let down Joe all for this rough convict. So there's Pip sitting with Magwitch, the convict from the story. Magwitch thought that Pip's horror was amazement. It's been my pleasure, boy, he smiled. I've worked hard all these years. I made me fortune overseas just to make you a gentleman. You are my gentleman. Out of politeness, Pip invited Magwitch to share a pot of tea with him. And Magwitch told Pip how, after he was arrested, he'd been transported to a prison in Australia. They did that a lot in Victorian times. They sent prisoners to another country, mainly over to Australia, try and keep them there away from the country. Never forgetting the little boy who'd saved his life, Magwitch had worked hard to create a fortune through trading cattle. He'd sent money to Jaggers with strict instructions that Pip should not know where the money had come from. Now he'd come home to meet the gentleman for himself. Now we're going to finish there. Next week is our last reading assembly, and we're going to find out what happens right at the end of Great Expectations. Oh, it's a great story. Busy, but great. Anyway, just before we finish assembly, I've got a brand new Cheer Boo Song or Silence for you. I'm massively excited about this one. Let me tell you why. When I used to work in London. I used to work at a school in London, and when I was there, I met somebody called Bob. Now, Bob was a head teacher. I never worked in the same school as Bob, never worked in the same school, but Bob was a head teacher, and him and I were great friends. Now, he's retired now, he's stopped being a head teacher, but he still goes round to schools and does visits. Anyway, I hadn't seen Bob for about maybe 5 years, and he came to see me at Stukeley last week. Lots of you will have seen me and Bob walk round the school. Anyway, I said to Bob while he was at Stukeley, come on Bob, let's do a Cheer Boo Song or Silence. So he did. Check this out. Will they get to cheer or will they get to boo? With either one there must not be violence. They may well get a song, but it will not last that long. We really hope they do not get silenced. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cheer, Boo, Song or Silence studio. It feels great to be here, and for the first time ever we have a live studio audience. Give us a wave everyone. Yeah, love that. Miss Charlotte's dance club are in the mixer and they are ready for this. Now behind the curtain today I've got my friend Bob. Bob and I used to work close to each other near London a few years ago. Bob was a head teacher, and when I met him I thought I want to become a head teacher, so he is an inspiration to me. He's come to visit me now that I'm a head teacher. Feels great. Anyway, he's behind the curtain, but is he going to get a cheer, a boo, a song or a silence? What do you think? And what do you think? What do you think he's going to get? We haven't had anything positive for quite a few episodes, so we're all hoping this is going to be great. Right, out you come, my friend Bob! We haven't had a cheer for ages. That felt great. There's no audience reaction because they're here live and they're all loving it. See you next time on Cheer, Boo, Song or Silence. Will they get a cheer or will they get a boo? With either one there must not be violence. They may well get a song, but it will not last that long. We really hope they do not get silenced. A great moment there for me and my friend Bob. I've missed him, haven't seen him for years. He comes back into my life and there he is in Cheer, Boo, Song or Silence. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, shout outs. First of all, happy birthday to Vishal in year 6. Happy birthday, Vishal. Hope you're having a great time with your friends and you have done with your family at home. Your last birthday with us at Stukeley, Vishal. The rest of them will be elsewhere. Mrs. Horton's given me a couple of books for handwriting pens. Now these children have had a little go with the handwriting pen just to test them out. Sam, I know how hard you've worked on your handwriting. You honestly, out of the whole school, I don't know anyone that's worked so hard and been so determined. So you are 100% getting your pen for good. I had a bit of a chat about this next book. I think having a go with the pen has improved it. So Renesmee, you are going to get to keep your pen because I just need you to stop the scribbly bits. There's a few scribbly bits which need to go. If they carry on, we're going to have to withdraw the pen. But I've seen enough and I'm pleased enough with that, so keep up the good work. Got a few millionaires to finish off. I'm not sure if I've done some of these already. I think I got my piles mixed up. But Sam in year 4, I'm not sure if I've done you already. Isabel in year 4. Edward in year 4, multi-millionaire. That's 2 million for Edward. And Christian in year 5. All millionaires. There's a multi-millionaire in there as well. Well done, all of you. We've got so many millionaires at the moment. It's outrageously brilliant. So well done everyone for that. Let's finish with most important 60 seconds. The most important 60 seconds are coming up now. The most important 60 seconds are coming up now. Don't forget that tomorrow the Oakleaf Bookshop is there for Foundation Year 3 and Year 6. Don't forget, this is your last chance to visit this year. There are a couple of children who missed out on Tuesday and I've promised them they can visit tomorrow because it all got a bit messy and mixed up. Anyway, the other thing I want to say is today is Wednesday. We've got Thursday and Friday in school and then 4 days next week. We have got 7 days left and today's one of them. I promise you promise you that over the next few days, we're going to do a few fun bits in our classes, in our year groups, just to end the year. I've got a Fossums meeting tonight. I'm going to ask Fossums to give me a little bit of money for each class, just to go and buy some treats and some little bits for the last few days. It still feels a bit odd. COVID's still a problem, and there's still, lots of schools are having to close classes and close schools, the whole school, which sounds great, but it really isn't. So we still need to try and make it as fun as we can. So if you are going to do things a bit differently over the next few days, maybe mini parties in your class, or a bit more outdoor time, or a bit of a snack treat, some films, that kind of thing, please do it sensibly. Please show us Stukeley values, and we need to say thank you to Fossums who are going to make that possible for us. Have a good day.